The Collegian News is brought to you in part by
Campus Recreation and the 4th Annual Jingle Bell Jaunt 5K on December 3. Come and take part in the fun and don't forget your jingle bells and Santa hat. The Dean of Students Office presents a community education forum titled Engaging Men in Eliminating Violence Against Women, Wednesday, November 30th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. in the ZB 3rd floor conference room.
the Career Services Office, coaching students to explore, experience, and excel in their careers. Student Health Services, providing free, anonymous, and confidential HIV testing every Friday, starting September 2nd. Make your appointment today. Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Collegian News. I hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving break.
You know what that means.
That finals are just around the corner, and so is Christmas break.
I'm Marlene Rodriguez.
And I'm Melissa Ramirez.
The Texas Southmost College Board of Trustees met November 17th. Francisco Garza was there.
Texas Southmost College will hold a student group focus session at the Fort Brown Memorial Center tomorrow from 12 to 1.
And actually, we're going to be providing pizza and drinks, something for you to, we're taking you away from your lunch period, and we'd like to provide you with some food and nourishment and ask you to give us your thoughts, what you think that you would like TSC to be in 5 years, your thoughts on other issues. We welcome those. But mostly what we're doing with these sessions are to develop our strategic planning process. So we're very interested in asking you, what you would like for us to make sure we have here in terms of programs, academic programs, and services.
In other board news, 5 students showed up to the meeting to protest the sale of a lot on East 17th Street, which they say could be used to reduce the parking problem.
Parking is a really big issue in this campus, and especially since it's growing and there's not enough parking spaces. We have to park over by Jackson or in the front or all in between the houses, and there's been cases that I know that my friends' cars have been broken into and things stolen, radios, hit and runs, and there's nothing you can do about it because it's basically not patrolled by the UTB campus police.
However, after discussion, the board voted to sell the lot to McDonald's USA LLC for $62,040. In other business, the board appointed Roberto Agüero as Vice President for Instruction and Student Services and promoted Chet Lewis to Vice President of Financial Administration.
Well, I'm very excited about the appointment because of the fact that we have so much work to do. It's been absolutely wonderful working with Dr. Tesoro in the couple of months that we've been working together.
For the Collegian News, I'm Francisco Garza.
The city of Brownsville is requesting $7.5 million in state funding for infrastructure improvements. City Hall reporter Samantha Rees has the details.
Commissioners approved a resolution asking the Texas Water Development Board for financial assistance to improve the city's utility system. Genoveva Gomez, Director of Water and Wastewater Engineering Operations for the Brownsville Public Utilities Board, said the North and South Colonia project is part of a plan to install sewer services for subdivisions that do not have them.
For first-time sewer connections in different areas throughout the city of Brownsville. And we call it the North and the South Colonia project. Ruben Lozano is passing along two of the maps, and these are the areas that are affected. On the north side, we have the Colonia Palacios, Colonia, the Central Estates, Rack City, Saldivar, Las Flores, Las Palmas subdivision, and an unserved Old Fort Isabel Road area. Then on the south side, we have Paloma Blanca subdivision, Milpa Verde subdivision, 21 subdivision, Rockberry Estates, and Colonia Coronado.
The Commission also approved the first reading of 2 ordinances that clarify existing ones on sidewalks and their design standards. Ben Medina, Planning Director, and Ramiro Gonzalez, Comprehensive Planning Manager, explained the ordinances.
This ordinance, what it does is first, it repeals the regulations on sidewalks, because in our code book right now it's in 4 different sections: subdivision, the permitting process. So it's a little bit confusing when people try to read our code book and determine what do they need in terms of sidewalks. So this ordinance basically puts all of the requirements for new sidewalks in one location.
To correct that, basically the code right now is very confusing as to where sidewalks are required, where sidewalks aren't required. And we worked with Commissioner Gallen and Allison in the city attorney's office to really come up with just cleaning up the code. There's a lot of, and hopefully next year we're going to continue to do this with a lot of different ordinances.
For the Collegian News, I'm Samantha Reese.
Thousands of grateful people waited patiently in long lines November 16 to eat an early Thanksgiving meal served by hundreds of volunteers in UTB TSC's Jacob Brown Auditorium. My co-anchor Marlene Rodriguez has more on this heartwarming story.
Hi, I'm Marlene Rodriguez. I'm here at Jacob Brown Auditorium, where you can see the line of people waiting to enter the Feast of Sharing, hosted by HEB. Long tables were evenly spread across the auditorium, where people were able to enjoy the food and entertainment. Volunteers prepared the plates of food in the far outside corner of the auditorium, while high school student volunteers used giant trays to carry the plates to the people.
The purpose of the event is just to share the gift and the celebration of Thanksgiving with the people that aren't able to enjoy it.
Aaron Coronado, an HEB grocery department manager, said the crowd estimate was in the thousands. Coronado said every year the number of people served grows. Joe Valdez, a criminal justice teacher at Veterans Memorial High School, explained why he volunteered.
I've been involved in law enforcement for 21 years. I've been a police officer for 21 years, and I've made a career out of serving the public, and it's just something that I enjoy doing.
The aroma from the feast of thinly sliced turkey breasts, homemade mashed potatoes, mixed vegetables, a bread roll, and a slice of pumpkin pie filled the auditorium with a warm, homey feeling. The people being served were grateful, including Maria de Rosario Silva. What did you like best about this event?
Everything was so good and everybody was so good. Thank you.
For the Collegian News, I'm Marlene Rodriguez.
Here's my co-anchor Marlene Rodriguez with this week's What's Your Beef?
What issue do you have with campus right now?
My issue with campus are the printing labs. There's about 2 on this side of campus, and over there by the science building, there's none. There's one in, I think, North Building, but it's always packed, and I think we need one more printing lab out there.
What issue do you have with campus right now?
Well, pretty much the library, since there's a little suggestion I would like to apply. For example, the amount of students for each room. Since there's only one student going for a group study inside a room, is probably enough for 8 students. And there's more students that try to get into a room, maybe like a max of 6. And within this room, it's only a max of 4. So my suggestion is to keep the order simple, pretty much. And if one student's going to go for a group study, might as well go to the least room or maximum of students. And the maximum of students go in the maximum of room available, I guess, to keep it simple.
My issue is that some professors are not professors, they're researchers. They just come and research, but yet they're not professors because they're only making up hours. And they shouldn't be teaching because sometimes they do not know what they're talking about, or they don't know what the class should be like. There's also some professors that are unorganized, and that leads us to not learning or not having a comprehension of what the class should be like.
Here's this month's Professor Spotlight with my co-anchor Marlene Rodriguez.
The Collegian's Professor of the Month is Pamela Herring, who teaches Composition 1 and 2, Sophomore Literature and Environmental Rhetoric. Herring explains the purpose of her classes.
Well, I teach Comp 1 and Comp 2 and Sophomore Literature, and then I have an Environmental Rhetoric class that I teach in Costa Rica in May. So all of them involve a lot of reading, and a lot of reading comprehension, and a lot of digging into the depths of what the author's intentions are and what the authors want them to think about.
Outside the classroom, Herring's hobbies include cooking and outdoor activities. The professor said her interest and love for animals prompted her to teach herself how to read as a child.
And I'd see pictures of dogs or pictures of horses, and I'd pull these books off the shelf and start looking at the pictures inside the book, and little by little I connected the words with the animals.
Herring said environmental rhetoric immerses the students in the rainforests of Costa Rica, where they have similar experiences as those of the authors they read. For the Collegian News, I'm Marlene Rodriguez.
The UTB TSC volleyball team heads to the NAIA Volleyball Championship Tournament, which begins this Tuesday in Sioux City, Iowa. The team qualified by clinching the Red River Athletic Conference title on November 12th. Here's Alejandro Rivera with this story.
UTB TSC played host to the 2011 Red River Athletic Conference Tournament, which kicked off on November 11th with the match between the University of St. Thomas against Our Lady of the Lake University. St. Thomas would prove victorious in 5 sets, upsetting the higher seed. Match 2 saw Texas Wesleyan University fall to Southwestern Assemblies of God University in 5 sets as well. In the first semis match, Wiley College defeated St. Thomas in 4 sets, 25-19, 25-21, 19-25, and 25-16, to send them into the finals. UTB would win their semis matchup in 3 sets, setting the championship game between Wiley College and the Scorpions. The team clinched the 3rd title in a row on November 12th when it defeated Wiley College for the 3rd straight year in a 4-set match, 25-18, 17-25, 25-20, and 25-23. The victory sent the Scorpions into the NAIA National Championship Tournament, which begins Tuesday and ends Thursday in Sioux City, Iowa. The date and time of their first match was not yet determined as of press time. The 2011 National Championship run will be the 3rd in a row for the Scorpions, which in 2009 made it to the quarterfinals, and in 2010 the semifinals, losing both times to Fresno Pacific University. With one of its best teams rank-wise, the Scorpions hope the 3rd time is the charm. For the Collegian News, I'm Alejandro Rivera.
Well, that's it for the Collegian News.
We now leave you with footage from HEB's Feast of Sharing.
Thank you for joining us, and tune in next time. I'm Marlene Rodriguez.
And I'm Melissa Ramirez. Have a great day.
Just a real quick reminder, you can eat as much as